Picture this. Your last birthday was your 25th. From then on, time stands still. No more birthdays, no more wrinkles, no gray hair, creaky bones, or worries about heart attacks. You're forever young, healthy, and vibrant. Turns out you've stumbled upon the holy grail of anti-aging. But are you really winning? Are you forever cursed to live a life without aging? What would actually happen if humanity never aged past 25? If you love deep dives into impossible scenarios, subscribe and hit the bell. We explore the unbelievable Monday through Saturday. At first glance, this scenario seems like a dream come true. All the problems associated with old age vanish, but so does everything that comes after. So let's dive into this fascinating idea. As you wake up on your 26th birthday, ready to celebrate, the phone rings. It's your doctor, looking grave. He needs to speak to you urgently. Turns out the blood tests from the day before revealed something astonishing. Your body shows no signs of aging. There's no increase in cell entropy. Your biological clock isn't ticking. Essentially, your body has halted the aging process. You're immortal. But here's the kicker. This isn't unique to you. Across the globe, medical professionals are observing the same phenomenon. People are no longer getting older. Suddenly, humanity's future hangs in the balance. Should we rejoice in the defeat of one of our greatest foes, death, or should we fear the implications of becoming immortal? This scenario poses a profound question. What defines our species? Is it our relentless march towards death, or our capacity to adapt and evolve in the face of it? Perhaps what sets us apart is our acceptance of our own mortality. Perhaps we strive to make the most of life because we know it's finite. This leads us to the next immediate impact on society. If no one ages past 25, the world's population would explode. Currently, the global population stands at around 8 billion. With no upper cap on population growth, this number could theoretically increase indefinitely. If each couple has 2 children on average, the world's population could double in roughly 30 years, reaching 16 billion. In another 30 years, it would double again, hitting 32 billion. And the trend would continue. The implications of such a drastic population surge are staggering. Resource scarcity would skyrocket, potentially leading to conflicts on an unimaginable scale. Furthermore, finding adequate housing and food for everyone would become a Herculean task. Overpopulation could also trigger widespread famine and disease outbreaks, posing unprecedented challenges to healthcare systems worldwide. So how would governments react to this unforeseen population explosion? The response is likely to be a mix of shock, confusion, and panic. They'll try to implement policies to control the population, but with no precedent for such a situation, these measures may prove ineffective or even counterproductive. Birth control initiatives could be considered, but with no historical basis for them, governments would tread carefully, perhaps opting for education campaigns or subtle disincentives rather than outright restrictions. As the world grapples with the consequences of this sudden population boom, individuals too will confront a host of complex questions. What does it mean to be young in a world where everyone remains 25? Does the concept of youth culture even hold meaning anymore? Can a 25-year-old ever truly relate to a 25-year-old whose great-grandparents are still kicking? How will love and relationships be redefined in a world devoid of age-related milestones? These are just some of the profound questions that arise in a world where aging ceases to exist. If aging were to stop at 25, industries related to the elderly would collapse, leaving countless jobs in sectors like geriatric care, retirement homes, and senior living communities obsolete. Conversely, sectors catering to the youth like fast fashion, entertainment, and social media would see a surge in demand. Moreover, the workforce would undergo a dramatic transformation. As nobody grows older, there would be no natural career progression. Retirement as we know it would cease to exist, and job markets could become highly competitive with limited opportunities for advancement. Another significant impact would be felt in the real estate market. Demand for apartments and housing in urban centers would skyrocket, while suburban and rural properties would likely become less sought after. This shift could lead to a concentration of the population in cities, transforming them into sprawling metropolises. In such an environment, competition for resources would intensify, potentially giving rise to new conflicts and power structures. The balance of power in the world would likely be irrevocably altered. Aging is an integral part of many political systems. For instance, in many countries, voting rights are extended only to citizens above a certain age, typically 18 or 21. If aging were to stop at 25, the eligibility criteria for voting and holding public office would be thrown into chaos. Revolutions and rebellions could easily erupt as those who are denied the right to participate in the political process due to their perceived lack of maturity or life experience. Such upheavals could lead to the fall of existing regimes and the rise of new forms of government. It's also worth considering the implications for international relations. If war and peace are often seen as generational issues, consider the impact of a world where the decision-makers are eternally young. Conflicts that have persisted for decades or even centuries could take on a different trajectory. Ultimately, if humanity were to reach a point where aging ceased at 25, we would be venturing into uncharted territory. Every facet of human existence, from personal relationships to global politics and religious beliefs, would be forced to confront the implications of a world without end. In such a scenario, our actions would carry profound and far-reaching consequences. Consider the ethical dilemmas posed by overpopulation or the societal upheaval resulting from the obsolescence of entire industries. Our choices would shape the very fabric of our collective future. It's crucial to remember that our world is intricately balanced. Every process, whether it's biological, economic, or political, relies on a delicate equilibrium. Disrupting any of these systems can trigger a cascade of unintended consequences. For instance, if aging were to stop at 25, the absence of older individuals from the workforce could disrupt the transmission of knowledge and experience to younger generations. This could lead to a decline in certain skills or expertise, impacting fields such as healthcare, education, and governance. However, it's important to acknowledge that such changes don't occur in isolation. They are influenced by a multitude of factors and often have ripple effects across various aspects of our lives. You see, we humans, we love stories about happy endings, but we forget something. Happy endings don't have to mean living forever. Being 25 forever means missing out on everything that comes after. It means no more laughter lines around the eyes, no more wisdom etched on faces, no more silver in the hair. It means no promotion, no more respect, no more gray hairs. It's a world where everyone's stuck in their prime. Cleopatra is still ruling Egypt. Genghis Khan is still conquering lands. Shakespeare still writing sonnets. They're trapped in the past, frozen in time. So what's the big deal, you ask? Well, growing older isn't just about wrinkles and aches. It's about the experiences that shape us, the stories that define us. It's about the people we meet along the way. Imagine being 25 and falling in love for the first time. You're excited, nervous, full of dreams for the future. But what happens when your partner stays 25 forever? Where's the fun in that? Where's the romance? Growing older together is like watching a movie. It has its ups and downs, its comedies and tragedies, its triumphs and heartaches. What happens when you're 25 forever? You don't get to grow older together. You don't get to watch your partner's face change with time. You don't get to see the silver in their hair or the lines around their eyes. You're stuck in a time warp, unable to move forward. And it's not just about romantic relationships. It's about family, too. Imagine being able to see your children grow up, but you're stuck at 25 forever. You watch them become adults, but you never do. You're shielded from the outside world, from the beauty of aging, from the pain of loss, from the joy of new beginnings. But here's the thing. Life isn't about avoiding pain. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human emotion, the good and the bad. So what's the solution? Well, I say let's embrace aging. Let's learn to accept our wrinkles, our aches and pains, our gray hairs. Life isn't meant to be lived in amber. It's meant to be lived to the fullest. Now, what do you think? Would eternal youth save us or destroy us? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into the impossible, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who wishes they could stay young forever. Because here, we don't just ask questions. We imagine the impossible.